Welcome to the 37th episode of Proofless, where we immerse ourselves in the depths of America's unsolved mysteries, cases that linger in the shadows, defying investigators and leaving communities with questions that resonate across generations. I'm your host, Anna Berger, and today we're journeying to a historic Georgia city in the late 1970s, where the disappearance of a mother and her two teenage children shattered a community's sense of security and sparked a search that has endured for nearly 5 decades. We're diving into the 1978 disappearance of Margaret Anne Harper, age 41, her daughter Emily Rose Harper, age 16, and her son Benjamin James Harper, age 14, from Augusta, Georgia, who vanished after a family outing, leaving behind a trail of fragmented clues and a case that remains proofless due to the absence of their bodies and unanswered questions about their fate. This is a story of a devoted family, a moment of vulnerability, and a community's relentless pursuit of the truth. So, settle in for an exhaustive exploration of a mystery that continues to haunt and compel. Let's set the scene. It's April 1978 in Augusta, Georgia, a vibrant city of about 150,000 people in Richmond County, known for its historic Riverwalk, bustling textile mills, and as the home of the Masters golf tournament. Nestled along the Savannah River, Augusta is a blend of Southern tradition and industrial energy, with its oak-lined streets, antebellum homes, and thriving art scene. The Hill neighborhood, a middle-class enclave of bungalows and manicured lawns, is a place where families attend church suppers, kids bike to Lake Olmsted, and neighbors gather for backyard barbecues. The Augusta Mall, a modern shopping center on Wrightsboro Road, is a teen hotspot with its record stores, arcade, and movie theater. Margaret Anne Harper, 41, a single mother, raises her children, Emily and Benjamin, in a charming one-story home on Walton Way. Margaret, born November 8, 1936, to a local merchant family, is a resilient woman with short brown hair, hazel eyes, and a 5'5" frame, known for her warm smile, her work as a nurse at University Hospital, and her passion for quilting. Emily, born June 12, 1961, with long blonde hair, blue eyes, and a 5'4" frame, is a junior at Aquinas High School, a talented pianist, and an aspiring music therapist who dreams of studying at Augusta College. Benjamin, born September 20, 1963, with brown hair, green eyes, and a lanky 5'6" frame, is a freshman, a track runner with a knack for photography, and hopes to become a photojournalist. The Harper family is a cornerstone of the Hill. Margaret, widowed since her husband William, a factory foreman, died in a 1974 workplace accident, raises her children with love and structure, balancing her nursing shifts with volunteering at the Augusta Museum of History, where she helps with exhibits. Emily, nicknamed Em by Benjamin, is outgoing, often seen practicing piano in the living room or organizing school talent shows. Benjamin, reserved but creative, is a track team star, spends hours developing photos in a makeshift darkroom, and writes for the school newspaper. The family attends St. Mary's Catholic Church, where Margaret leads the women's group, and their home is a hub for neighbors, with Emily's friends playing records by Fleetwood Mac and Benjamin, hosting photography workshops. Margaret is protective, enforcing a 9 p.m. curfew, but encourages her children's ambitions. In April 1978, as spring blooms, the Harpers are planning a family trip to Charleston, South Carolina, to explore its historic sites and beaches. On the evening of April 22, 1978, Augusta is warm and humid, with temperatures in the mid-70s and a gentle breeze from the Savannah River. Margaret, Emily, and Benjamin plan to attend a community festival at Augusta Common, featuring local music and food vendors, followed by dinner at a nearby diner on Broad Street. Margaret, dressed in a floral blouse, khaki slacks, and loafers, carries her purse with her wallet, keys, and a quilting pattern. Emily, in a green sundress, sandals, and a silver necklace, brings her notebook to jot down music ideas. Benjamin, in a blue t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, carries a small backpack with his camera. They leave home around 5:30 p.m. in Margaret's 1975 Ford Falcon, with Margaret driving. A neighbor, Mr. Sullivan, sees them pulling out of their driveway waving as they head toward downtown. At 6 p.m., a festival volunteer confirms seeing the trio enjoying a band performance near the stage. Around 7:30 p.m., a diner waitress on Broad Street serves them burgers and milkshakes, noting they seem cheerful, A final witness, a parking lot attendant, reports seeing 3 people resembling the Harpers near the diner's lot at 8:15 p.m. Standing by a dark blue pickup truck with a man described as 40-50 years old, 5'10", with short graying hair, a mustache, and a denim jacket. But dim lighting obscures details. This is the last confirmed sighting of Margaret, Emily, and Benjamin Harper. When the family doesn't return by 10 p.m., Margaret's sister Laura, who lives in North Augusta, calls friends and the festival, finding no trace. At 11 p.m., Laura reports them missing to the Augusta Police Department, APD. The next morning, April 23rd, a jogger finds Margaret's Ford Falcon parked at a rest stop off Interstate 20, 7 miles from downtown, locked, with no signs of a struggle. Inside, police find Margaret's purse containing her wallet and keys, Emily's notebook, and Benjamin's backpack. Volunteers, neighbors, church members, and students from Aquinas High search downtown, Augusta Common, and the Savannah River banks, while divers check the river. On April 24th, a hiker finds Emily's necklace, pendant broken, in a ditch off Washington Road, 4 miles from the rest stop. The necklace, identified by Laura, is sent for analysis, revealing a small blood stain, later confirmed as Emily's B-positive type, but insufficient for DNA profiling in 1978. On April 25th, a dog walker finds Benjamin's camera, lens cracked, in a wooded lot off Stevens Creek Road 5 miles away. The finds escalate the case to a suspected triple abduction, and the APD sets up a command post at the Richmond County Courthouse. The investigation focuses on the family's last movements. The waitress's 7:30 p.m. sighting confirms they left the diner, likely heading to their car. The parking lot attendant's account narrows the window to 8:15 to 9 p.m. The man in the denim jacket becomes a focal point, with a sketch released depicting a rugged man with glasses. A second witness, a gas station clerk near Washington Road, reports seeing a woman resembling Margaret around 8:30 p.m., standing near a blue pickup truck with a man matching the description, but no license plate was noted. A third witness, a trucker, saw a boy resembling Benjamin near Stevens Creek Road at 9 p.m., walking with a man, but the sighting is unconfirmed due to distance. The APD interviews festival staff and diner patrons, finding no conflicts. Laura provides photos, Margaret at the museum, Emily with her piano, Benjamin with his camera, offering a $5,000 reward, later raised to $100,000 with donations from the hospital and local businesses. The case grips Augusta, dominating the Augusta Chronicle and WJBF-TV. The Harper's extended family appears on Good Morning America and The Today Show, sparking national coverage on CBS Evening News. Tips flood in. A motel clerk reports seeing a family in Aiken, South Carolina. A fisherman claims a sighting in Colombia. None are verified. The FBI joins, given the possibility of interstate kidnapping along I-20, setting up a task force with the APD. They analyze a partial tire track near the necklace matching a common Firestone tread, but it's inconclusive. Cadaver dogs alert to a scent in the Stevens Creek Road lot, but digging uncovers only debris. The investigation targets local men with criminal histories. A drifter, Thomas Tommy Lee Harris, 47, a former mill worker with a 1975 arrest for assault, becomes a suspect. Harris, matching the denim jacket man's description, was seen near Broad Street that night. Questioned on April 28th, he claims he was fishing at Clarks Hill Lake, but his alibi lacks witnesses. A search of his trailer finds a knife, a map of Richmond County, and a pair of muddy boots, but no link to the Harpers. He fails a polygraph, citing stress, but is released. Another suspect, James Jimmy Earl Thompson, 40, a truck driver, was spotted near Washington Road. Thompson, with a 1976 arrest for theft, drives a blue Chevy pickup, but a search finds no evidence, and his alibi, hauling freight, is verified. A third lead points to a transient, Robert Bobby Lee Davis, known for loitering near Augusta Mall. Davis, seen on Wrightsboro Road, provides no clear alibi, but is released. Theories about the family's fate multiply, each shrouded in uncertainty. The primary hypothesis is that they were abducted from the rest stop, possibly assaulted and killed. The necklace, camera, and bloodstains suggest a struggle, with their bodies hidden, perhaps in the Savannah River, a landfill, or the Sumter National Forest 50 miles away. A 1979 search of a Richmond County dump prompted by a tip about suspicious bags, yields nothing. Another theory posits a targeted attack by someone who knew their routine, possibly a hospital colleague or museum volunteer. Margaret's visibility as a nurse made her recognizable, but no suspects emerged from her circles. A third theory, fueled by Augusta's role as a transportation hub, suggests a trafficking ring, given reports of missing persons in Georgia. A 1978 FBI report notes trafficking activity in Atlanta, but no evidence links the Harpers. A fourth theory speculates they fled due to personal issues, but Margaret's stable job and the family's close ties dismiss this. A fringe hypothesis, raised in a 1980 Augusta Chronicle article, suggests a connection to occult activity, citing rumors of cults in rural Georgia, but investigators find no evidence. The Harpers' extended family becomes relentless advocates. Laura, joined by Margaret's brother Charles, coordinates searches, canvassing I-20 rest stops in rural areas. They distribute flyers at Augusta Mall and Riverwalk, appearing on Unsolved Mysteries and America's Most Wanted, sharing Margaret's quilts, Emily's sheet music, and Benjamin's photos, offering a $150,000 reward by 1981. In 1979, they found the Harper Family Foundation supporting missing persons cases and school safety programs. The emotional toll is profound. Laura battles depression, Charles keeps the Harpers' home intact with their belongings, and their cousins struggle with loss. Annual vigils at St. Mary's Catholic Church draw hundreds, lighting candles for Margaret, Emily, and Benjamin. The investigation sees renewed efforts over the decades. In 1986, Detective Sarah Evans reopens the case, re-interviewing Harris, Thompson, and Davis. Harris, now in jail for a 1983 burglary, denies involvement but fails another polygraph. A 1991 tip leads to a search of the Savannah River after a boater reports a submerged bag, but divers find debris. In 2002, the APD uses DNA technology to retest the necklace's bloodstain, confirming Emily's type but yielding no new profiles. The Cold Case Unit, formed in 1997, links the case to other missing persons in Georgia, including a 1977 case in Aiken and a 1979 case in Columbia, suggesting a possible serial predator. The investigation explores the theory of a regional killer operating along I-20, analyzing patterns of abductions in the Southeast. Detailed interviews with diner staff reveal inconsistencies in timelines, prompting a 2007 re-canvass of Broad Street businesses, but no new leads emerge. In 2014, a retired FBI profiler suggests the crime mirrors the modus operandi of serial offenders active in the 1970s, such as the Zodiac Killer's suspected southern travels, though no direct link is established. The case's psychological dimensions add complexity. Criminologists suggest the perpetrator may have been a charismatic predator, using familiarity to lure the family, as the parking lot attendant's account implies a non-threatening interaction. The lack of forced entry in the car suggests trust or coercion. The accomplice theory, though unproven, aligns with patterns in 1970s abductions, where groups exploited transient heavy areas like Augusta's highways. The APD profiles potential suspects, focusing on men with histories of predatory behavior, but the absence of forensic evidence hampers progress. A 2016 psychological analysis posits the perpetrator may have targeted families to maximize control, a rare but documented trait in serial offenders. The case reshapes Augusta's social and legal landscape. The Augusta Common and Riverwalk install security cameras, a rarity for 1970s venues. Aquinas High School mandates safety escorts and curfews, reflecting a broader shift in Georgia's approach to child safety. The Harper Foundation supports 40 missing persons cases by 2025, funding searches, advocacy, and scholarships in the families' names for nursing, music, and photography students. Laura testifies before Georgia's legislature in 1980, advocating for a state missing persons database, enacted in 1982. The case influences national policy, contributing to the 1982 Missing Children Act and the 1990 National Child Search Assistance Act. Community groups establish neighborhood watches, and parents form safety committees, reflecting a cultural shift toward heightened vigilance in the post-1970s era. Media coverage plays a pivotal role. Local outlets like the Augusta Chronicle published daily updates in 1978, with editorials calling for better policing and rural patrols. National programs like 48 Hours, 2004, Dateline NBC, 2011, and The Vanished Podcast, 2018, revisit the case, keeping it in the public eye. The podcast, with 14 million downloads by 2025, explores the psychological impact on Augusta, noting how the case fueled fears of family abductions and heightened parental vigilance. Online, Reddit's r unsolved. Mysteries and X-posts debate theories, with users analyzing the serial killer hypothesis and comparing the case to other Georgia disappearances, such as the 1976 Atlanta child murders, though no direct links are confirmed. A 2020 thread on X, garnering 20,000 engagements, speculates about an Augusta-based trafficking ring, but investigators dismiss it for lack of evidence. Social media amplifies tips, but most are dead ends, reflecting the challenge of sifting through public speculation. Forensic advancements offer hope, but fall short. In 2018, the APD partners with a private lab to retest the necklace and camera using advanced DNA techniques, but environmental exposure renders samples unusable. Ground-penetrating radar, used in a 2022 search of the Sumter National Forest, detects anomalies, but excavations reveal only animal remains. A 2024 tip about a body in a Richmond County landfill prompts a search, but no human remains are found. The APD's cold case unit under Detective Laura Mitchell continues to pursue leads, collaborating with the FBI's behavioral analysis unit to refine suspect profiles. Mitchell's 2024 report notes the case's complexity, citing the lack of bodies, Augusta's transient population, and the 1970s limited forensic capabilities as barriers. The 1970s context adds layers to the investigation's challenges. Augusta's growth as a golf and industrial hub attracted drifters, complicating suspect tracking. The era's pre-DNA forensic limitations relied heavily on witness accounts, which faded over time. Socioeconomic dynamics in Augusta shaped the case's early handling. The Hill's middle-class status drew intense media focus, but some critics, in a 2021 Augusta Chronicle op-ed, argued similar cases in underserved areas received less attention. The Vanished Podcast explores the psychological impact on Augusta, noting how the case fueled distrust in public spaces and reshaped community interactions. The Harpers' relatives remain steadfast. Laura organizes annual searches, combing rural Georgia with volunteers. Charles, now in his 70s, maintains a scrapbook of the family's photos, Margaret's quilts, Emily's sheet music, and Benjamin's photos. The foundation funds scholarships and safety programs, supporting Augusta's youth. Community support remains strong, with Augusta's Masters Tournament dedicating a tribute to the Harpers since 1979. A 2025 vigil at St. Mary's Catholic Church draws 900 attendees, reflecting the case's enduring grip. The proofless nature lies in the unknowns. Who took Margaret, Emily, and Benjamin? Was it a lone predator, a group, or a trafficking ring? Are there bodies in the river, forest, or beyond? Laura tells the Augusta Chronicle in 2025, "Our family is out there waiting for us." The relatives keep Margaret's quilts, Emily's piano, and Benjamin's camera, a testament to a truth still elusive. That's all for the 37th episode of Proofless. The Harper family's disappearance is a tragedy that shook a historic city and reshaped community safety. If you have information, contact the Augusta Police Department or visit harperfamilyfoundation.org. Share your thoughts on our website or social media, and join us next time for another journey into the unknown. Until then, keep searching for answers.